Hi everyone, Chris here with another update of recent vinyl releases from New Zealand artists. What's playing at the moment is this, Green Fog. The album's called Bruce Farm. And this is 4 long, slow, heavy instrumental tracks. It's an impressive album actually. I've got a tip on this and picked it up through the Bandcamp. They've just self-released it. I think there's only 300 copies available. So as I say, if that kind of heavy instrumental kind of post-rock kind of thing is your vibe, then this is probably for you. Green Fog. Another new release. This is the new album, the second album from Princess Chelsea, The Great Cybernetic Depression. And this is out jointly out on Little Chief and Flying Nun Records. There were 300 copies of this pressed up on coloured vinyl called the Nebula vinyl. Apparently those 300 copies have sold. You can still get it on black vinyl. It's kind of melancholic synth pop, and she's accompanied by Jonathan Bree, formerly of the Brunettes, another melancholy artist from Little Chief Records, but here adding some great guitar to the synths. Princess Chelsea, it's Chelsea Nichols, her real name. The Nebula vinyl version. A second-hand pickup that I've been after for a long time. I've had this on CD, it's long been a favourite album. The cover artwork makes this essential to have on vinyl. Sassafras, I'm presuming that's how you say it, from Chug. Flying Nun, 2004. No, 1994. Completely wrong decade. 1994 from Chug. And this is a few different lineups of Chug. This, David Mitchell of the 3Ds joined later. This is the lineup with Sean O'Reilly, who was also a member of King Loser. Who else is on here? Sean Broadley, Alf Danielson, Norma O'Malley, formerly of Look Blue Go Purple, and yeah, fantastic record. Chug, I think, in a lot of ways, kind of onomatopoeic. Their songs do chug along, and great Flying Nun record, and as I say, fantastic artwork. Really nice to have that after. Been after it for a long time. Another oldie, but I didn't pick this up second hand, I got it brand new. Been after this for a while as well. The Mint Chicks Anti-Tiger EP. Got the Anti-Tiger 7-inch, but not this 10-inch. There's 2 different cover variants of this, but this is, I think, the standout cover. And this became available when the Mint Chicks re-released Fuck the Golden Youth, their album. They put some up for sale online, and unbeknownst to anyone, this was also there. They must have found a box of them somewhere. So that was great to have, and at a reasonable price as well, 20 bucks I think I paid. Second-hand copies have been going for a lot more than that. Couple of kind of scuzzy, crusty Wellington punk hardcore releases. Down a Buzz, self-titled EP. It's got fantastic artwork on here. These monkeys ripping apart animals there. And on the back as well. As I say, scuzzy, crusty, punk hardcore. I'm not really a fan of that kind of that vein of hardcore, which kind of takes from metal with all of the kind of growly metal vocals and so on. This doesn't do that. This is, sure, it's there's lots of shouting and lots of punk vocals, but yeah, not so much in a metal vein. So I'm impressed with that. This is out on Always Never Fun Records, and Always Never Fun is kind of distribution and a blog, and they're putting out lots and distributing lots of New Zealand punk and hardcore. And I think this is related, it might have been recorded in the same place. This is Bone Crusher, self-titled LP, it's 45 RPM EP, 8 tracks, and again, Wellington hardcore punk. So you've got your insert here, and this has got some great female vocals on it. It's got a patch that's come with it. It's good. I can sew that on the arse of my jeans, I suppose, if I was so inclined. And again, kind of, yeah, you know, with the kind of political angles that you expect from Wellington punk rock songs like Wage Slaves, Moral Revolution, and so on. So that's Bone Crusher. Great artwork too. Yeah, so that's Markdown. Punk rock again, but yeah, well, kind of, yeah, alternative punk rock. This is a group of employees of Real Groovy Records in Auckland who formed this band called Markdown. They've put out cassettes previously. They've just released this 7-inch, and it's songs about working in the shop. French or import, we don't care, and we don't know what record it is you want or if it comes from overseas. That's great. Why don't you fly and see if one of the 10 copies pressed is available in the US? So yeah, I mean, some of these songs could be about me, I suppose. A frequent customer of Real Groovy, asking for obscure records. It's come out. It's got this nice kind of fish and chip label, and it's on this kind of pinky red vinyl, and another one with a patch. Which way up does it go? Who knows? So that's Bonehead from Markdown. And finally, PHF, or Perfect Hair Forever. They seem to be going under PHF now. They put out a split EP on Pyramid Power Records with the band called Proteins last year. This is again on Pyramid Power, and full-length LP. It's called The Grind State. And you know, you'd think maybe from the cover and the title Grind State that it was going to be kind of drum and bass, but no, it's kind of murky. It kind of sounds like it's recorded underwater actually, some of it, or the vocals anyway. Murky, alternative indie pop. It's great, lots of female vocals on here. There's a song featuring Emily Adrosa from Street Chant, so yeah, not what I expected. I think it kind of, the last quarter of the album kind of, you know, kind of tails off a bit, but there's some great songs on here. So thanks for watching. You can get more updates on what I'm listening to and buying, and videos, podcasts of the radio show and so on at facebook.com/countingthebeat or at countingthebeat.gen.nz. Cheers.